a WikiVidi Documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Maniac, miniseries. Maniac is an American psychological dark comedy drama web television miniseries, based on the Norwegian television series of the same name by Espen PA Lervaag, Håakon Bast Mossige, Kjetil Indregard, and Ole Marius Araldsen. That premiered on September 21, 2018 on Netflix. The series, created by Patrick Somerville and directed by Cary Joji Fukunaga, follows two strangers who connect during a mind-bending pharmaceutical trial. It stars Emma Stone, Jonah Hill, Justin Theroux, Sonoya Mizuno, Gabriel Byrne, and Sally Field. The series was officially announced in March 2016, with Netflix ordering the production straight to series that same month. Upon release, the series received positive reviews from critics, with many praising its visuals, direction and acting, particularly the performances of Stone and Hill. Premise: Maniac follows Annie Landsberg and Owen Milgren, two strangers drawn to the late stages of a mysterious pharmaceutical trial, each for their own reasons. Annie is disaffected and aimless, fixated on broken relationships with her mother and her sister. Owen, the fifth son of wealthy New York industrialists, has struggled his whole life with a disputed diagnosis of schizophrenia. Neither of their lives have turned out quite right, and the promise of a new, radical kind of pharmaceutical treatment, a sequence of pills its inventor, Dr. James K. Mantlery, claims can repair anything about the mind, be it mental illness or heartbreak, draws them and 10 other strangers to the facilities of Nebadine Pharmaceutical and Biotech for a 3-day drug trial that will, they're assured, with no complications or side effects whatsoever, solve all of their problems, permanently. Development. On March 18, 2016, it was announced that Paramount Television and Anonymous Content were producing a television series to be directed by Cary Joji Fukunaga. The half-hour dark comedy series was reported to be executive produced by Fukunaga, Emma Stone, and Jonah Hill, Michael Sugar, and Doug Wald. Ashley Zauter was also announced as a co-executive producer. At the time, the series was being shopped to various networks and was searching for a writer. Less than a week later, it was announced that Netflix was finalizing a deal for a straight-to-series order for a first season consisting of 10 episodes. On October 21, 2016, it was announced that Patrick Somerville would write the series. On July 29, 2018, it was announced that during the annual Television Critics Association summer press tour that the series would premiere on September 21, 2018. Casting. Alongside the initial series announcement, it was reported that Emma Stone and Jonah Hill were finalizing deals to star in the series. In August 2017, it was announced that Sonoya Mizuno had been cast as a series regular, and that Justin Theroux and Julia Garner would appear in a recurring capacity. On September 13, 2017, it was reported that Jemima Kirk had been cast in a recurring role. On October 5, 2017, it was announced that Sally Field had joined the cast in a recurring role. On February 23, 2018, it was reported Billy Magnus had been cast in the series. Reception. The series has been met with a positive response from critics upon its premiere. On the review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes, the series holds an 80% approval rating, with an average rating of 7.48 out of 10 based on 65 reviews. The website's critical consensus reads, "Maniac enthralls with its dazzling visuals, adventurous narrative, and striking performances from both Emma Stone and Jonah Hill." Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the series a score of 76 out of 100 based on 24 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. In a positive review, Variety's Daniel Daddario commended the series, saying, "The beautifully made Maniac plunges viewers into a fictional world that's both divergent from our own and instantly recognizable. and then reinvents itself several times over, skittering across time, space and genre to tell a story of connection that feels urgent and deeply, painfully human. As a trial of something new, Maniac passes every test and ascends instantly to take its place among the very best TV of the year. In another favorable assessment, The Washington Post's Hank Stuever described the series as oddly mesmerizing and offered it qualified praise, saying, "Maniac starts off too absorbed in its own complicated structure, but once Owen and Annie are strapped in at the lab, the show becomes a visually compelling romp through highly detailed dreams and personal discoveries." In a more negative critique, Darren Franick of Entertainment Weekly awarded the series a grade of C and criticized it, saying, "For all its manic poses and deflationary snark, it's ultimately patronizingly sentimental. Maniac asks big questions about reality and then settles for the limpest possible cinematic representations of that reality." Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?